Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 77 of the Pokemon Journeys anime titled A Super Electromagnetic Ultra Class Battle just dropped, and finally we are in the Ultra Class, the top 100. Ash's first test in this rank? Volkner. Let's see how it goes. Spoiler alert, this episode is pretty awesome. This episode jumps right into the battle. We get a little bit of conversation between Ash and Volkner where they reminisce on their old battle, and Volkner sees Ash's Z-move and says he's excited, and then they both go to the stadium. The battle first begins with Lucario versus Luxray, Ash with his Lucario and Volkner with his Luxray, and Luxray starts with Electric Terrain and uses Rising Voltage, the new move that I think came out in the Isle of Armor or the Crown Tundra, one of those two. And that move has extra power when it's used in electric terrain, so it forces Ash to switch out his Lucario. Ash switches to Gengar, who's faster and is able to dodge moves, and is able to combo Psychic and Nightshade to force Volkner to switch out Luxray. Volkner then pulls out his Rotom Fan to counter Gengar's speed. And Rotom Fan can keep up with Gengar and is even faster because he's able to dodge Gengar's Ice Punch before he uses Thunder Wave plus Hex to KO Gengar. That's some really high level strat, using a move that uses status conditions and then doubling the power. And there's a lot of stuff like that in this episode, because the next battle is Ash brings out his Pikachu and he's able to trap Rotom in the Electro Web, but Volkner quickly switches out before being hit by Thunderbolt. Instead, he brings out Electivire, who has Overdrive so he can absorb Pikachu's Thunderbolt and get faster. And now that he's speed boosted, Electivire is able to hit Pikachu with a nice looking Fire Punch. Pikachu then goes for Iron Tail, but it's stalemated with an Iron Tail from Electivire, and also Electivire is faster so it's able to dodge a lot of Pikachu's moves. So Ash then returns Pikachu and brings out Lucario. Lucario then uses Aura Spear to counter Fire Punch from Electivire, before using Double Team and a second Aura Spear to try to hit it. Except this time, Electivire just spins and hits back all of the Aura Spears and blocks it. It then is able to hit Lucario with a Thunder Punch, which paralyzes it. He then calls back his Electivire and calls in his Rotom Fan, who uses a power boosted Hex now that Lucario is paralyzed. Ash then has Lucario use Reversal since he's gonna be slower to double power hit the Rotom Fan, KOing it. Another fantastic strategy for Ash, realizing that the paralysis is gonna slow him down so he can get double power based on revenge. Lucario then shakes off the paralysis before Volkner calls in his Luxray again and sets up Electric Terrain. This time, however, instead of Lucario using Aura Spear from a distance so that the same thing can happen as before, Lucario gets right into Luxray's face and uses Aura Spear while getting hit by Rising Volt, causing a double KO. Finally, it comes down to Electivire versus Ash's Pikachu. The electric terrain set up by Luxray is still in effect at the beginning, so when Ash goes for Iron Tail versus Electivire's Wild Charge, Pikachu gets sent flying back. After the electric terrain goes away, Ash goes with Iron Tail again, and since this time Electivire doesn't have the speed boost from earlier since he was called back, Pikachu is able to get a direct hit on it on its head, which is also a callback to their gym battle from Diamond and Pearl, and is able to get a nice hit on Electivire. Finally, Pikachu decides it's time for 10 million volts Thunderbolt, so Ash uses Pikachu Z, and Electivire tries to contain all the electricity from the move, but it's too much, and it KOs Electivire. Ash wins. His ranking bumps up to 64, and Volkner tells him that he could be the Eye of the Storm to really disrupt not just the Ultra Class, but also the Master Class, which also includes Cynthia, which we hadn't seen in such a long time, and we find out she was watching the match, and so was Leon, Raihan, and Bee. And we end the episode on a note that Ash could be headed to battle with them soon. Overall, this is a fantastic episode. This was a battle-focused episode, but this episode had a lot of great strats used, my favorite being Hex plus a status condition. Hopefully we get more awesome battles like this in the future as the Ultra Class continues. Also, shout out to Yuki Hayashi, as his music placement in this episode is A1, just wonderfully done. I know I haven't really said much about the episode itself, but honestly, it's a battle episode. There's nothing much to say. You either like it or you don't, and I really like this episode. The animation was good, the strategies were sound. Overall, I liked it. I would give it a Master Ball episode. The next episode might look filler to some, but trust me, it's not. I actually already know what's going to happen in this episode since it was actually released in the Pokemon Journeys manga earlier, but still, I'm looking forward to how it's different from that. But anyways, that is it for my review of episode 77 of the Journeys anime. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe in the comments, let me know what your thoughts on this episodes were. You can follow me on Twitter at TheRealPDGaming, and that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.